Speaking of dads, we did our dad swap. We've been talking about it all week. And now is the time you get to check it out. I spent the morning over at WJMJ in Prospect with your dad, radio legend Jerry Kristafer. Take a look.
It's 7:18 Wednesday morning. This is Jerry Kristafer.
There are few radio personalities in Connecticut with a voice as recognizable as Jerry Kristafer.
Here's your forecast from the National Weather Service.
After nearly 46 years gracing the airways, it's fair to call him a radio legend. But my co-host Ryan simply calls him Dad.
What's it like to see him do his thing on air every day at 9 o'clock?
It took me a while to really get used to the fact that, I'm sitting here in the studio looking at the TV up there and saying, oh, that's my son up there. That's kind of cool.
And I think it's fair to say Ryan thinks his dad is pretty cool, too. Knowing them both, it's clear they share quite a few personality traits. Like it or not, Ryan.
A lot of the things that he does, I have had other people in the industry, say to me, gee, who does that remind you of? I might have done the radio version of it, and you haven't seen all the stupid things that I did on Channel 8 back in the early 80s when I worked there for a brief period of time.
Oh, yes, Jerry, I have.
This will be great. We'll talk to the bus driver. There are loads of laughs. No, I dare you. Make me laugh. Try. Come on. I can't. Come on, it's humor month. Make me laugh. Come on, just try once. Go ahead.
I had the last 2 minutes of the news on Friday, and I would go out and do, stupid stuff that was kind of topical with my own twist on it.
30 years later, we call that our Hey You segment here on CT Style.
Coming up, music from the Beach Boys, Bruce Springsteen, and a whole lot more.
It's been quite a career for Ryan's dad. You've heard him for years on WAVZ, WKCI, WELIAM, and probably best known for his time at WDRC.
I'm blessed to still be able to do what I love to do. I'm very fortunate. Like the Frank Sinatra song, I've been a pauper. Well, we've all, in this business, you have your ups and downs, but I've enjoyed all of it. I don't think I've trade anything.
Even the wake-up call? 3 alarms are set each weekday at 2:30, 2:45, and 3 in the morning, so Jerry can make it on the air for 5.
On 88.9 WJMJ.
The radio station for the Catholic Archdiocese of Hartford, based in Prospect.
Well, triple check your wake-up weather forecast and traffic next after Jewel.
Ryan, he uses his dad's early mornings to his advantage.
He sends me text messages and says, hey, when I go on the air at 5:30, can I call him and wake him up? I said, what,
I get wake-up texts, too. I'm like his wake-up call, too.
Well, it's like crazy. I have an idea. You're 25, you're working on TV, you think you can get your own
an alarm clock, right?
behind out of bed? Yeah. My wake-up service here.
Over the years, Jerry has loaned his voice to nonprofits and charities throughout Connecticut, including CCMC, the Pettit Family Foundation, and most recently, the Alzheimer's Foundation.
Throughout my career, I've always thought it was very important to give back to the community. I know that sounds kind of like a hackneyed expression, but it's true. It's very important. That's what I think we're not here for ourselves. We're here to serve others.
Jerry put me to work during our visit to WJMJ.
Route 2, we have a rollover.
And I got to play the game with no name.
Here we go. Clue number 1. Blank well that ends well.
All's well.
All's very good.
When the microphones are off and the Kristafers meet back home, there's more than just a shared respect for successful media careers. There's a love that only a father and son can share.
He is certainly, his own talent. I've told him since he was a kid that I would always be willing to and have open doors for him, but he has to walk through them. I'm very proud, and he's on his own path, and he's his own man, and I'm just hoping that I can maybe at some time down the road become his driver or valet and not have to get up at 2:30 in the morning.
Is he standing on a step stool there? Or what,
he might have been, because you got a couple inches on your dad, huh?
Just a few there, Pops.
But what a great time, and he's so proud of you and all you've accomplished.
Well, speaking of somebody who's proud, later on in the show, I'm catching up with your dad, the foot doctor, Dr. Peter LaBarbera, which is going to be an interesting experience,
Can't wait to see
you
in the scrubs. You had a lot of extra scrubs on, right?
Hey, the more scrubs, the better. You can never have too many scrubs on in life. And